The city of South Haven is celebrating the return of its popular Ice Breaker Festival, the 28th annual event being held for the first time since the start of the pandemic. We sent our News Channel 3's Mike Kravesick to the lakeshore as he talked to ice artists looking to get more people to learn the craft. Check this out.
South Haven's biggest wintertime draw is back.
This is my 12th year coming up here.
Stan Horne spent the day slicing and dicing. He's one of 16 ice carvers taking part in today's Ice Breaker Festival Ice Carving Challenge.
They got 31 blocks like this to carve, 4 professional carvers. Yep. The rest are all amateurs.
Thousands are expected to turn out at this weekend's festival. Organizers say it's a big boom for slumping businesses looking to rebound from the pandemic.
It not only helps our local merchants, all types of businesses, our lodging partners are full. It certainly injects a lot of revenue to our restaurants and our retailers, but also our nonprofit organizations.
Before carvers spent the day chipping away for their grand prize, dozens of these volunteers using heavy machinery to lug the ice into town in the early hours this morning.
I'm the Iceman.
Doug Gitman and his crew were moving tons of ice. Literally, some pieces are as heavy as 600 pounds.
Here we've got a carving of, it looks like a theater reel. We're taking down to the theater, and it's probably a couple 100 pounds.
This is going to be Stitch from the Lilo and Stitch Disney movie, and that one they're going to make the Mandalorian.
Charles Umbenhauer is a local Catholic school teacher. He's teaching his 7th and 8th grade students the craft of ice art. He says he hopes to see more amateurs at shows like this in South Haven.
The number of amateur carvers for the adults has been greatly reduced, and the need for ice artists for future seasons, we need to get them back.
Good evening to you. West Michigan students are taking part in a statewide show of support tonight for Oxford High School, months after 4 teens were killed in a school shooting there. Our Maria Serrano is live at Marshall High School to explain what the Red Hawks are doing tonight and how the tragedy in Oxford is impacting them. Maria.
Tonight, fans and players wearing Oxford Strong sweatshirts. This comes nearly 3 months after police say a 15-year-old Oxford High School student opened fire and killed 4 classmates.
It's an Oxford Strong Friday night. During warm-ups, the Marshall Red Hawks proudly wearing blue and gold for the Oxford Wildcats. Something they say has built excitement and fueled purpose in their team.
Representing their school and just knowing that we're playing some part in helping their community, it really means a lot.
Even though we don't know them personally, give them like a shoulder to lean on.
Girls varsity players rattled, saying it's unnerving to feel like the same thing can happen to them at any moment.
As a high school student, this obviously is a huge fear.
It's a really scary thing because it makes you question everything around you as well.
They say no one should have to go through what Oxford students, parents, and staff endured.
I remember seeing it on my phone. It was all over social media, and instantly, like, your heart just drops, and you just think about how it could happen any moment and how sorry you feel.
I was in my Marshall Fit class, and it was my last hour of the day, and I saw it through social media. You just see it, and you're like, it's hard to believe.
Marshall Athletic Director Nicholas Dent grew up in the Detroit area and is familiar with Oxford.
The tragedies of Columbine, the tragedies of Sandy Hook, and now unfortunately hitting closer to home, the tragedy at Oxford, they're, like I said before, they're things that affect our community, but also the school community in a very distinct way.
Dent says wearing these sweatshirts is more than supporting Oxford. He says it's also a reminder to bring awareness to school security and safety.
Well, if you see something out of place, if you see someone who doesn't belong here, if you see something that bothers you, speak up, say something.
The MHSAA made sweatshirts available to buy for schools, and proceeds will be donated to Oxford. An anonymous Marshall Public School donor bought 50 Oxford Strong shirts, and the girls varsity team and the boys basketball varsity team here was wearing them all tonight.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Live at 10 on the CW7, I'm Trisha McCauley. Annual bonuses that would increase year after year. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has a plan to pay teachers and school staff more. News Channel 3's Chris Yu explains how the proposal would work.
At Kalamazoo Public Schools, there are currently 9 openings for elementary school teachers, 5 openings for middle school teachers, and 4 openings for high school teachers. To help fill such positions across the state, Governor Whitmer wants to spend $2.3 billion on recruitment and retention. State Superintendent Michael Rice calls it the single greatest issue facing Michigan schools and school children. The teacher shortage across Michigan made worse by the pandemic. Governor Gretchen Whitmer wants to address the issue with a $2.3 billion plan. Under her proposal, $1.5 billion would be used to provide annual bonuses. Starting this fall, all full-time K-12 employees would receive $2,000, then another $2,000 if they return to their districts next year. Certified staff like teachers, counselors, social workers, and nurses would get $3,000 bonuses in 2024 and $4,000 bonuses in 2025. More than 330,000 school employees would be eligible for the bonuses, including 110,000 teachers. Whitmer's proposal also calls for spending $600 million on recruitment. That money would fund college scholarships for prospective educators and stipends for student teachers. It would also fund training and other programs. Another $200 million would be used to mentor new teachers and address regional retention needs. The Michigan Education Association and the Michigan Association of Superintendents and Administrators both support Whitmer's plan. It's part of the state budget that the governor will present in 3 days to lawmakers. The Michigan Education Association says teacher retirements have increased by 44% since August 2020. Meanwhile, enrollment in teacher preparation programs have dropped by 70% over the last 8 years. Whitmer recently signed a law that allows school staff like secretaries and paraprofessionals to work as substitute teachers through the end of the school year.